Meet Eric. He says that black women are too materialistic. He is not attracted to them, and he will not date them. Now, wait a minute. Before we behead this poor guy, let's hear what he has to say, okay? Why won't you date black women?
The experiences I've had with black women is basically the first thing they want to know is how much money do you have? What kind of car do you drive? What can you do for me? And so forth. My experiences.
So your experiences, you couldn't possibly have dated all the black women in this world, could you?
No,
so,
not at all.
Don't you think you're generalizing just a little?
I'm not generalizing for anyone else except for myself. What I'm saying is that in my experiences, that's what I've experienced.
You say that black women are greedy, selfish, and arrogant.
The ones that I have dated, that I've come in
Any black woman want to take on that statement?
You think you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
Well, I'm asking you.
I want to have kids. I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay. I have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
I just think that you haven't dated enough black women, or the ones that you date, you must have poor taste in women, because a good black woman will tell you what to do. She'll be able to handle herself, and you will just be wonderful with her. You'll have a good time.
It took something for you to get 7 fucking tattoos, right, you goofy bitch?
Stop talking to me crazy.
Then stop being goofy.
No.
So you're saying that the problem is that he hasn't found the right black woman?
I don't know who he's dating, but I just think he's dating the wrong people. You must have a very poor choice of women.
You could be right. You may be right. I mean,
because me and all of my friends here, we are not looking for men with money. We're looking for men with education.
I know, and I didn't say that.
And that's what we want.
Exactly, and that's not what I said. I didn't say every black woman was looking for someone with money or what they can do for them. That's not what I said. I said the ones that I have encountered with, that's how they approach me.
So because of those women that you've encountered, you refuse to date an entire race of women?
At this point in my life, yes.
Man, you black bitches all the same.
Bitch.
You complain all the time about don't nobody want your asses. Don't know how to treat you. As soon as a man or brother show you genuine interest, you bitches act simple.
Yeah, I want to know if did you have a black mother? And if you did, that should be your role model, man.
She is.
You can't just diss black women. If your mother was a black woman, how you gonna diss black women? You should take my example from your father, man. Your father got with a
You're a silly motherfucker. Shomo don't trust shit.
black woman.
Yeah,
What is your problem, bro?
So you're saying you would never, sir, you would never date outside your race?
Look, I like women. I don't care what color they are. They could be red, all right? I'm just saying that you cannot sit there and diss black women because you had a bad
I am
view.
not dissing black women.
Man, you dissing every black woman
I
in
am
here.
not dissing any. I look out and I see a lot
you
of
said
beautiful
black
women,
women are
black, white.
materialistic, man. You are dead wrong, all right? You are dead wrong.
You don't know.
dated some because you probably
until
had
you
a
walk
nice
in my-
car and they saw you for that and you got gassed or you got some butt and then you couldn't handle it.
I'm good. Then you wonder why we go out with white women.
Yeah, I want to know.
Ricky, can I say something?
Yes,
Can I say something?
yes, Eric.
I can understand everybody being upset with what I say. I mean, and that's your opinion. I'm sorry, okay? But I'm on the show to tell how I feel, why I date outside my race. And if you don't like it, that's fine. I don't care. Ricky, can I say something?
I just want to say I don't disagree with interracial couples, but I just feel that as a black woman that it's kind of sad when you see a black man come up and get things in life and turn to a white woman and it, leaves us hanging. I don't think that's fair to us as a black woman.
I've tried to date. Well, I've looked for a black lady, but I just can't seem to find one.
You can't find a black woman.
I can't. I'm serious. I can't.
Wait a minute. He don't go out with no black girls, okay?
No, only white women. Why is that, Dwayne? Why is that?
I've looked for black women.
Just scope our audience, sir. There's plenty of beautiful black women here.
No.
I agree with what that young woman said, that there's so many things we have to deal with as a people that there's no way they can understand. You get into an argument in the back of your mind. I just don't agree with it. Personally, it's not my preference. I feel within my race there's so many things a black man has to offer that I don't think I could find in a white man or would want to find in a white man.
You can't find it in a white man. That's why I got a black man. Because you don't give a white man a chance.
Yes.
All right, Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect that be in the house of David. All right, today is April the 9th, year 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance, the hour being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of our fathers, which are the biblical Israelites, as well as judgment and destruction to the so-called self-proclaimed white nation, which they're not white, they're red, and they're the red Hebrew Edomites, according to the Bible. All right, so we're going to jump right into the lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. First clip I didn't show you up to this point, you can see, all right, it's about Jake wanting to play in the snow, pretty much. And these black women, quote unquote, these Evas, these Keishas, these Tashas, these Letitias, all right, they don't like that shit, you know what I'm saying? They think that Jake, the so-called Negro man, was created for them and should only be with them and all the madness that comes with that. So, I showed you this old clip from a Ricky Lake show way back when Ricky Lake was on. Again, you had the man saying he don't generally date black women anymore because in his experiences with dating Eva, he found them to be materialistic, aggressive, and all the other shit he said. He just don't find them attractive. Not necessarily attractive, but let me let him say it. What did that nigga say? I don't really want to play it. I might have to. One second. All right, I'm gonna let him say it again.
Meet Eric. He says that black women are too materialistic. He is not attracted to them, and he will not date them. Now, wait a minute. Before we behead this poor...
All right, so that's what he said. All right. And, hey, he didn't tell no lies, all right? The so-called black woman of today has become all these things. She was becoming those things back then, but in today's time especially, all right, she's the least desired woman out here, all right? Let me read this scripture right quick. I could do Deuteronomy, but I'm going to do this in Amos 7 first. Amos chapter 7 and verse 17. It say, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, thy wife, this is the Israelite woman, shall be an harlot in the city, all right, a whore in these streets. And thy sons and daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. That happened. And we're yet this day in our captivity living it out. But this the one I need right here. Isaiah 3. All right. To prove what Buddy was saying right quick. Isaiah 3, starting at verse 16. It reads, moreover, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and missing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. And this is how you can prove this is talking about the black woman. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. All right, so who's the least woman with her natural hair in her head? Look at this woman. This is Keisha right here. That ain't her hair. That is not her fucking hair. That's her think it's some kind of lace front, I think, a wig, some shit. I know it ain't her shit, you know what I'm saying? I know it ain't naturally hers. Let me get another one. Look at this. That ain't that woman texture of hair. All right, get out of here. I think it was only a couple of them in there with their own natural hair in there. Let me see if they show another one. Look at this woman. No, that's not her hair. All right, this is proving who Keisha is. All right, look at that woman. Look at that woman. You know what I'm saying? These bald-headed ass women. All right, you know what I'm saying? Fit them curses beautifully. All right, but yeah. So they mad at Jake because his preference is you know what I'm saying? This type of woman. All right, Ricky. All right, Becky with the good hair, as Eva calls her. You know what I mean? But anyway, they mad at that nigga, all right. And then this part of the listen right here, when they got to this dude, this country ass nigga here, you see he got his two Edomite women with him. All right, and Keisha was mad about that. All right, she was mad at that. She was like, it's black women in the crowd. You don't think you can find a black woman? That nigga said, I tried to find her. But shit, Jake, fuck that. Play in the snow. All right, you all right, player? Shit. Play with something that grows its own hair. All right. And that ain't gonna, I ain't even gonna get into it. Anyway, hold on one second, y'all. What's that? A woman that's jealous of another woman. All right. Because at the end of the day, you know, all these women are jealous. They got that jealousy in them. Most of them. All right. Especially the women of the tribes. All right. The curses have set in. One second. So I'm going to read this in Ecclesiasticus 26. And verse 3, it say, a good wife is a good portion which shall be given in portion of them that fear the Lord. Whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. All right. Verse 5, it said, there be three things that mine heart feareth, and for the fourth I was so afraid. The slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation, all these are worse than death. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicated with all. All right, so you know, a lot of these women are jealous over the other woman. All right, these women don't want to share. All right, but they going to in the days we coming into. We'll get to that toward the end of the lesson. All right, because seeing Jake with 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, 5 women, all right, that's a small thing, you know what I mean, compared to how it's going to be in the kingdom, and especially how it's going to be toward the end of this man's kingdom. All right, you know, the Israelite elect man is going to have his pick of the litter, and it's going to be a lot of women. All right, now we know leaving Babylon being, as far as deliverance goes, only Israelites being delivered. We get that. But that don't just mean, you know what I'm saying, just because you a quote-unquote black woman, you're going to be chosen by a quote-unquote black man. Hell no. Get the fuck out of here. It's a lot of tares out here. A lot of you quote-unquote black women ain't really black women. All right? A lot of you bitches might be Edomites underneath it all. All right? And it's a lot of Edomite-looking women who ain't Edomites. They're really Israelites. But, you know, the Lord going to separate the wheat and the tares. The angel's gonna do that, you know. So let's roll into this next clip right quick, because I think I got another one following this. All right, so I showed you that one. Let's read this on the screen. It says, breaking. A 45-year-old man has filed for divorce from his wife after she allowed Grammy-winning singer Usher Raymond to seduce her on stage. The husband claims the woman has never kissed him in public, and he was shocked that she could do that to a complete stranger in the presence of 20,000 people. My goodness, bro. This place is vile. All right. And this is a 45-year-old woman, all right? You know what I'm saying? Let me read the scripture. In Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 20, it reads, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. All right? You seen what this woman was doing? All right? I ain't gonna, let me see. Look at her right here. All right? She letting this man, this herpy giving man, all right, because Usher is a degenerate. He's disgusting. He's a homosexual. He got the gift that keeps on giving. He's gave it to multiple people. There's lawsuits out on this nigga about, you know what I'm saying, passing that shit on. But you know what I'm saying? This woman will go get in that man's face knowing she got a man at home, all right, and just do this vile shit. And that's why majority of these 2/3 are women, and they're going to die. All right. Let me get another precept right quick. What's that? Let me see. Such is the way. No, I just read that one. What's that one? All wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. I think that's in Ecclesiasticus. All right, Ecclesiasticus 26 is where I'm at, and I'm gonna start at verse 22. All right, it say, "And harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband." All right, it's another one up in this. Tell you, let me see. I'll go to Ecclesiasticus 25 right quick, because it tell you about he that got an evil wife. All right, yeah, this Ecclesiasticus 25. I'm going to read verse 13 first. It say, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. All right, you see what these bitches do out here. Jumping down to verse 16, it say, I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. All right, look at this woman. Look at her countenance. All right, let me see if I can go back a couple. Look at her. You know what I'm saying? She done went out there to the Usher Raymond concert and that demon jumped on her. All right. Let me read verse 18. It says, her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All right, and this nigga, her husband, he ain't even have to hear it. He saw it. All right, he saw it. You know what I'm saying? And 20,000 other people were in the prisons to see it, and it's viral. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Verse 19, it say, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. All right, so there you go. You know what I'm saying? Where that other one at, though? He that had the wife is though he held a scorpion. 1 second, it's not far away. I'm gonna read some more of this in Sirach 25 right quick though. Let me see. I'm gonna jump down to verse 23. It say, excuse me, it says, a wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. All right. Verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. All right, going all the way back to Eve. All right, being beguiled by the serpent, which was a man. All right. And that man today, all right, is the Edomites, the so-called white man. All right, he's the serpent in the flesh today. And Eve is still being beguiled by him because she, you know, lives pleasurably in his kingdom, in his setup. All right, she acquiesces to his desires and his ways of life, and she's completely against her man, and it's a curse. Going all the way back to Deuteronomy 28 when it tell you the woman, her eye gonna be evil toward her husband. all right, the man of her bosom, and toward her son and her daughter, all right. And we're definitely living that curse out still to this day. All right, verse 25, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 25, it reads, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. All right, but who gives these women, you know what I'm saying, the liberty to gad abroad? Esau. All right, all under that Jeremiah 31 and 22 vibration. Let me read it right quick. Then we go to the next one. All right, it's Jeremiah 31 and verse 22. It say, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right. And that's why, you know, things are the way that they are. It's off balance in this world, all right? The wicked bear rule, all right, and the scripture tell you about, you know what I'm saying, when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's why this world is how it is. And if you're righteous, you're mourning, all right? Only the wicked are living it up in this fucked up ass place. All right. So let's go to the next clip right quick and continue with that. Lord willing to continue to be edifying.
No, I'm saying no.
I'm talking.
I know you talking. I need to get your truth about this. Like, it is.
Yeah, I wasn't groomed.
That's how I groomed you. I groomed you. I was grooming you.
I groomed.
Groom you. Nigga, you, man, bro, you a monster, bro. But you like have a monster, like, but you, shit, man. If they knew, oh my God, you're.
Can't nobody groom me.
Bro,
Can't nobody make.
in every ages.
My man never gave predators.
Jeez. In Georgia, consensual age is 17. Texas is 17. Guess what?
In Georgia, it's actually 16.
Georgia's 16?
It's considered.
Georgia's 16 for real?
Hell yeah. Even better.
You don't get me wrong. I'll be weirded out. Dog, I'll be weirded out. I swear to God, I'll be weirded. But it's. I fell in love with her, man.
I don't seem like this.
Yeah, like, I fell in love with her, dog. I don't even count. And now we got a baby on the way. And
You fell in love with the mom, not the age.
that part.
All right, so let's go through this one now. As you can see, all right, as it reads, the caption on the video, you know what I'm saying, it says he's catching backlash behind what he's doing with his young woman. All right, and he's not doing anything wrong. All right, he's a goofy ass nigga, of course, but just in the totality of what's going on, he's not going off. I mean, listen, even in this world's law system, he's not going off. All right. But if I could show you the comments, which I'm going to show you the comments because we already know who's going to have the most shit to say, but I'm going to show you anyway. 1 second, y'all. All right, this is the comments of said video. All right, so let me show you. All right. So we're going to start, just look at the icons, you know what I'm saying? So you can see who's speaking. All right. Mostly, for the most part, women. All right. We're going to start with this one right here. All right. It says, it's a house full of predators. Y'all heard the homeboy in the back talking about even better when she said the age in Georgia for consent is 16. You know what I mean? These women, they truly, really just hate Jake, all right? You know what I'm saying? It says, anyone under 21 is a child to me. I don't care. Nobody says Nobody's say, especially when you're 40. All right, you know what I'm saying? This place is through. All right. It's a story about, you know what I'm saying, when King David was on his deathbed, he had a young woman. I'm going to read that right quick. All right. This is 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 1. It say, now when King David was an old man in years, stricken in years. Now King David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with clothes, but he got no heat. All right, because he was getting ready to move on, and this is how they knew he was getting ready to move on. All right, pass away. Verse 2, it said, wherefore his servants said unto him, let there be sought for my lord the king a young virgin. All right, and a young virgin, it means a woman of marriageable age. So the age accountability, according to the scriptures, is 12. All right, so we knew for a fact that she had to have been a young virgin, so she had to be between the ages of 12, 13, possibly 14. Somewhere in there, she was a young virgin. All right, 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there, just young. She ain't never been with a man either. All right, and King David is old and on his deathbed. All right, just think about that. He's an old man, what you people would call today a grandpa, an old grandpa, and she's, you know what I'm saying, a young woman, old enough to be his granddaughter, great-granddaughter at that. That's how young she would be. All right. It say, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in thy bosom, that the Lord king may get heat. All right. So if she lay in his bosom, all right, she cherishing him, she standing before him. All right. They want to see if King David is gonna get aroused, pretty much. All right. That's what it's meaning. You know, is King David gonna go through it? Because we know what our king was about. All right. So they sought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Israel, and found Abagash, it's lucky if I misenunciated it, a Shunammite, and brought her to the king. So they found a young woman, a Shunammite. Let's get what that is. All right, a Shunammite. All right, it says woman of Shunem. It say the woman of Shunem is a character in the Hebrew Bible. All right, it says describes her as a great woman in the town, excuse me, a great woman in the town of Shunem. Her name is not recorded in the biblical text. So that's where the woman came from. All right, it was a Hebrew Israelite town, you know what I'm saying? If I'm correct, I believe the woman was as far as nation goes, she was a Issacharite. She would have been a so-called Latino woman today, a young Latino woman. All right, a young Latino Hispanic virgin woman of the tribe of Issachar. All right. So that's who they brought to the king. All right. All right. Verse 4, it say, and the damsel was very fair, meaning she was beautiful, and cherished the king and ministered to him, but the king knew her not. All right. So she was alone with him. All right. And she was doing what she was supposed to do. All right. But King David was old and he couldn't get hard. He was going out. That's pretty much what it means. All right. So that lets you know right there, you know, it ain't no sin in the eyes of the Lord for dealing with a young woman, all right, of marriageable age, all right. And in this kingdom, this setup, this rule, all right, you have to follow the laws of the rulers, all right. And this man did that. He didn't break no laws, all right. The age in Georgia is 16. He got her at 17, all right. And kudos to him, all right. Maybe he got her before a lot of these other young niggas got to her, all right, and now he's finna have a baby with her and shit. It's all good. She's happy, he's happy, but you know who's not happy? Keisha. All right, Eva. Let's read some more of these comments. It says the first, we're gonna go to the top. It says she won't understand what has happened to her until she is older, which is unfortunate. Oh, you dumb, whatever. It say yeah, then they're mocking him. When I said he's 17 as well, do you not hear him? Hey, but guess what? She like him, so whatever. This one bitch here said most definitely groomed her, and he's slow too. All right, hey, they getting their rocks off on Jake ass, bro. But you heard what the young woman said. She said she groomed him. All right, They're talking about slower than molasses, but just look at all these icons. All right, these are all women. All right. And then you got a nigga right here. It says, she said it's actually 16. A creep in the back said even better. What the fuck? So you got a simp ass nigga in there. We got one simp, weak-minded ass nigga in there. Let me see. All right. So age of consent should be 21 federally. No state law. I mean, let me see. Not state by state. And 18 is too low. Nigga. And that go to show you niggas is weak, bro. Y'all niggas act like y'all didn't get no pussy when y'all was... Maybe you niggas didn't. All right, maybe you niggas didn't. But you niggas act like y'all wasn't fucking these hoes when you was 13, 14 years old. Nigga, I lost my virginity when I was like fucking 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? To my babysitter, and she was like 13. And I loved it. But anyway, let me see, this nigga say these men, this is why women are scared. How does a 17-year-old girl even get you hard? What? Nigga, it's 17-year-old girl. Nigga, I can remember being in school, bro. And then we know it's the shit they put in the food. Nigga, I can remember being in school, being in the 8th grade. And it was little bitches walking around with more body than the teachers. Man, I can remember, I'll never forget this shit. I was in high school, man. My 9th grade. We had this, it was this little chick. She was bad to the bitch too. She had a crazy ass body, and she was short, and she was curvy and all that. I remember one day we was at lunch, all right, and she was walking by, and I was looking at her, and I watched her go by. But some told me to look to the side. Man, I watched the principal. All right, this nigga, he's a nigga. This nigga 40 plus years old. All right, that nigga eyes did not move off her ass. He watched every way she walked and where she went. He just, I was like, damn. I tapped my brother on. I was like, you see this nigga? This nigga ain't even trying to hide the shit. He looking straight at her. All right, so you people are crazy. You niggas are gay, bro. You niggas got your mama's dicks. All right, that's what it is. You niggas took your mama penis. All right. It say, she's 2 years older than my niece. Absolutely disgusting. Do y'all men not have nieces? And that's another misconception about you stupid niggas. All right, man, we gonna bring it out because it's the truth. All right, fuck these niggas and their feelings. It is not against the laws of God for a quote-unquote uncle to deal with a niece. I'm finna get that scripture as well. Now, is it expedient? Is it something you should be doing? It ain't some shit I would want to do or necessarily do, but it ain't against the laws of God, bro. All right, it happened. You know what I mean? We done read all the comments. Let me go back 1 second, y'all. All right, so this is Judges chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 12, all right, for time's sake. All right, just to get right to the point. It says, and Caleb said, he that smited Kirjathsepher, so like if I misenunciated it, and taketh it, to him will I give, what's her name? What's her name? Akashai? Let me see. 1 second, y'all. It's his daughter. Let me see. To him will I give Axa, my daughter, to wife. All right, so Caleb made the declaration, whoever slays this man, he's going to give his daughter to that man, right? All right, so this is verse 13, Judges 1 and 13. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, all right? This is Caleb's younger brother, took it, and he gave him Akasah, if I pronounce the name wrong, his daughter to wife. All right, so did you hear that? Axa. All right, Caleb gave his younger brother his daughter to wife because he killed that dude, all right, and it was not a sin. All right, Caleb is one of let me see, it was Joshua and Caleb. They led us into Canaan. You know what I'm saying? So just letting you know, all right. They were the last two remaining of the old generation that went into the wilderness. All right. But it's just going to show these niggas of today, our people are stupid, sottish children, as the Lord called them. They wise to do evil and they have none understanding. All right. So let's go. Let's roll on to the next one.
If it makes sense for them, it makes sense for them. I know I put them in Just with the Mess the other day, and I called 3 of the girls a clown. I was like,
why you do
shit
that?
Clown, shit clown, shit clown. That's because it was funny to me, you know. But, you know, it probably wasn't funny to them, you know. It was a couple of their friends was in the comments like, why they got to be clowns? If they like it, then they like. do you like it for your friend?
Yeah.
You know, and listen, if you're taking care of all 3 and 4 of them, if ain't no strain on that man's bank account, and they like it,
right?
Cool. That's what's up.
It takes a special type of person.
It certainly does.
Everybody ain't cut out like that.
And it take a special type of woman to
That's
deal
the,
with
I'm
that.
talking about the woman. I ain't talking about the
How
guy.
the hell you gonna walk up and kiss me and then you kiss this person and then you kiss? I thought that only happened on Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know like that's like a real thing, but polyamory is a real thing. You know?
Who came up with that term?
Somebody who got hurt by one person and was like, I'm gonna just deal with all y'all. You know, that's it. I honestly feel like that's where polyamory came from. Somebody that got hurt.
Right.
Like, I think all of these things are man-made things. I don't think these are, like, this wasn't a term, you know what I'm saying? Right. This wasn't since the beginning of time.
Right.
You know, this is just something that this is a result of someone being hurt somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And so that's the last one. All right. And what an absolute dumbass. All right. Just hilarious. All right. This ugly, smugly woman. All right. Up there with Shannon Sharp, this big gay nigga. Anyway, they're talking shit about Neo. All right. For Neo having his 4 women and whatnot. Living a life that the Lord, you know what I'm saying, said it was all right to live if you're an Israelite man. All right. You can have more than one woman if you choose to live that way. All right, but this bitch said it wasn't like this in the beginning. She's absolutely wrong. All right, it was always. Let me read it. All right, we're gonna go through it. Enough talking. All right, this is Genesis chapter 16. All right, we're gonna go through a couple of men who had multiple wives, according to the Bible. All right, so this is Genesis 16. We're gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children. And she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar." All right, so she had a female slave named Hagar. "And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold, now the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had restrained me from bearing," meaning she couldn't get pregnant. "I pray thee, go in unto my maid." So she told her husband to have sex with her maid. "It may be that I may obtain children by her." All right. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Sarah. So Abraham listened. He's like, all right, I'm going to go do it. Verse 3, it says, "And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her handmaid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife." Uh-oh. So it has always been this way. And this was, this was down the line. You know what I'm saying? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, if I remember correct, the first time when I typed it in on Google, the first man to actually have multiple wives was one of Cain's sons. I think it was Lamech. I think that was his name. All right, when he took 2 wives when he left, But just saying, that's how it went. No, hold on. No, that couldn't have been right, because Abraham came before Esau. So Salaki, my bad, y'all. My bad. It's my fuck up. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how that went. Abraham had 2 wives. Now, Hagar was considered the lesser wife because she was a concubine, an Egyptian. She wasn't an Israelite. But nevertheless, she was still his woman. All right? So these women that you see Neo with, they're his wives, pretty much. They're his collectibles, all right? Now, we talking about on the judgment of this world, all right? We know, according to the scriptures, the first man that go into them is their husband, so on and so forth. But in this world, all these bitches, for the most part, have been defiled. All right, and that's what makes it funny for a demon like Just Hilarious, this woman, to sit up there and say the things that she says like she got a clean track record. All right, I'm pretty sure this ugly woman has been pumped and dumped by all kind of men. She just had a baby not too long ago. All right, let's see if she's in good standing with the Lord according to the ways of this world. Let's see if she got a husband. All right, let me see. Just Hilarious. I know she don't. I'm guessing. I know she don't. Just Hilarious marriage. All right. Let me see. Let's say she's engaged to a fiance. All you black bitches have been engaged, all right? Yeah. But anyway, you see what they got to say. They think it's something wrong with a man having more than one woman, all right, which is completely off. All right, a man can have as many women as he wants. I'm going to read this also. Let me get this in Exodus 21 and verse 10. All right, it reads, if he taketh him another wife, her food, her remnant, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So if a man can sustain those women, take care of those women, all right, he's good. All right, ain't no, he ain't going off. He ain't broke no laws. He ain't did nothing against the Lord. All right, women outnumber men significantly. All right, so if it was one man to one woman, what are all the other women supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Munch it up. All right, and a bitch answer would be yes, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, the majority of these women gonna die. All right, the majority of them are going to die. All right, this is Isaiah 4:1. Let's see what the Lord is gonna make happen in these end days. All right, during Jacob's trouble, a time like never was since it was a nation on this earth. All right, it reads, and in that day, the day of Jacob's trouble, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right, so there you go. 7 women, 7 being a complete number, are going to cleave to one man. All right, let me get that in a different translation as well, because you can really, really find out what it's saying when you read it in a couple different translations. You can expound upon it more. Let me see. Yeah, right here. All right, so we're gonna read this in all the English translations. We're gonna pick out a couple. CFO Jesse over here on the screen gonna fit that caliber. All right, this is Isaiah 4:1. I'm gonna read it in the CEV. All right, that's what I'm reading in the CEV. It says, when this happens, I mean, it's going to happen. 7 women will grab the same man, and each of them will say, I will buy my own food and clothes. Just marry me and take away my disgrace. Uh-oh. All right. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Hey. Let me see. What else we got? I'm going to read it in the ESV. All right, same scripture, Isaiah 4:1 in the ESV. All right, it reads, and 7 women, all right, it reads, and 7 women shall take hold of one man in that day, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name to take away our reproach. All right, so there you go. Take away our reproach, shame. All right, so it's gonna be a whole lot of and I'm being facetious when I say there's going to be a whole lot of neo arrangements in the days we coming into, all right? But it's only going to be for the elect men. Let me make sure I clarify to say that. This is only for the elect men. The average man out here like Neo, all right, he ain't no the elect. The Lord going to put that nigga to death, all right? He be having freak offs with these hoes. They be having orgies and shit, and that's wicked. If you're going to have 4 women or more than one woman, you can't be freaking off with them, all right? Meaning having them, you know, going down on each other while you do what you do. You can't do that, bro. You gotta treat it one as its own. This is my wife. You encounter her, your flesh, her flesh, become one. Then you go on to the next one. You don't be fucking doing what Neo baby mama called him. She called that nigga Diddy Jr. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna read this last one right here. Let me see. I'm gonna read this one in the EASY, the easy. All right, you know what I'm saying? It say, in that day 7 women will catch one man and will hold him. They will say, please take away our shame. We will buy our own food and we will wear our own clothes. But please let us belong to you. All right, not me belong to you. Her as well. You know what I'm saying? That's why You know, these 2/3, man, these silly rabbits. All right. All right, but let me read this right quick. And Isaiah 32. Get ready and wrap it. All right, this was the last clip I had. All right. Because, you know, it's a flip side to Isaiah 4:1. If you ain't one of those women that's chosen, all right, you're going to be one of those women that's left behind, all right? And if you left behind, let me get it. It's Isaiah 32. We're going to start at, I'm going to read verse 2, and then we'll go on down. Isaiah 32. In verse 2, it say, "In a man," again, that being an Israelite elect man, all right? "And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land." All right, that's your covering, your hedge of protection. All right, well, let's see what's coming to these women who ain't afforded. All right, said man. It's Isaiah 32:9. "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." All right, and just hilarious is a example of the modern woman. All right, she's at ease. All right, she got a big fucking mouth. She talks too goddamn much. All right, she thinks too highly of herself. All right, she needs that. She needs the what Mr. told that nigga on Color Purple. Bitch think too highly of herself. She needs to be brought down a peg or two. And these women gonna get brought down a peg or two. All right. Yeah, Harpo. What Mr. was telling Harpo. Your woman think too highly of herself, boy. You need to bring that bitch down a peg or two. All right, this verse 10. "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." All right, that protection ain't gonna be there for you in that day, woman. All right, you done ran your big ass mouth all these years and had 911 as your defense. And other men, simps, all right, niggas willing to run out of their wits and err and sin and perish for your bitch ass. All these niggas, they ain't gonna be there no more. All right, the Lord ain't gonna let you just get by no more. The Lord gonna open up on you. All right. Verse 11. "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins." All right, you're gonna be in a pitiful state. All right, they say tremble. You know what it is to tremble? Be so terrified and, you know what I'm saying, mortified and just in a fearful state that all you doing is shaking all goddamn day. All right, that's how you women gonna be out here. All right. Verse 12. "They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yeah, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city." All right, and we know Eve lives deliciously in this joyous setup for her. All right, she's able to be a whore. All right, she's able to be a man on some days. You know what I'm saying? She's able to do whatever her wicked heart desires because, you know, she signed off with the wicked. She's basically, you know, Esau's bitch. All right, you know, Esau being the wicked and all wickedness being but little to the wickedness of a woman. They go hand in hand. All right, so that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Just wanted to do this lesson. I did it yesterday, but I didn't like it. You know, I didn't upload it, so just wanted to redo it. You know what I'm saying? And Lord willing, all right, this is edifying. Flowed together and made sense. All right. But again, that's it. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutation to the Lord, to elect the house of David, Kwame Asherala, the Bible Ball.